Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hey guys, we are back with another podcast of Sisters Dose of Enlightenment. Hey Robby.
Ah,
So, before
don't
we get
snarl your
started,
nose.
It was
I've
as you
got
said it.
I got a trivia for you. This was something that Zephaniah asked me as we were coming up to do our podcast. So, this is an 11-year-old's way of thinking, and it makes your adult brain think when you listen to your children. Okay. So, what is the shortest? You know this, so don't say nothing.
Hmm?
What is the shortest verse in the Bible?
Hmm.
Oh, it's Jesus wept.
In John 11:35. Now, this is a trick question. What's the longest verse in the Bible? I
I don't
had to look it up. I had to look it up.
I don't know. The reason when you said it was a trick question, it kind of made me go, "What? John 3:16?" But I don't know.
Nope. When you look it up, it gives you two. You get Revelations 20 verse 4 in the original languages. That would be your longest verse.
Mhm.
But if you look up Esther 8 verse 9, it's 90 English words in the English translation, making it the longest verse in the Bible.
Wow.
So I thought that was a pretty cool question
Yeah.
when Zep said, "Hey, Mom, what's the longest verse in the Bible?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I'll have to look it up." I said, "And we'll go over it and look at it and read it when when I get down from the podcast." But when I looked it up, I thought it was pretty cool because it says the Bible teacher said you would think so. However, the original Hebrew language of the Masoretic text, Esther 8 9, only has 42 Hebrew words. So
Hmm.
it depends on what translation you get.
Interesting.
So
I
I
like
just thought
that.
that was pretty cool.
I like that. That's really cool. I did not know that.
I was sitting here looking it up so I could kind of, you know, surprise him. I was like, just write it down. Don't say nothing. Just,
Hmm.
I want to put this in there of how a kid thinks. You need to make sure that you're listening to your kid because sometimes they got some pretty good questions, make you think about things for a minute.
Right. Well, see,
Now
and
my
I knew
brain
the
takes it a
short.
step further. Like,
Yeah.
what's it say?
Right.
What makes it the longest verse in the Bible?
Yeah. Well, see, I knew the short, which what is the short verse in the Bible? I knew that one because to me, like that to me is one of the most important verses in the Bible. It shows so many things, in my opinion. One, it shows, it tells us, or reminds us that Jesus was human too. He still
Right.
faced emotions, he faced hardships just like we do. We're definitely one and the same. We were created in his image. That's how I look at that verse too. Um, and then just knowing that he was feeling so strongly about something that he wept over it. To me, that just, I don't know, it just gives me a sense of closeness with him.
Well, that was you know, people don't realize how much Jesus, you should really be in charge of your emotions because if your emotions are let out of control, then it's not a good thing. That's not of God.
Mm-mm.
However, to have true passion and upset about things, most feelings, anger, things like that, they're only temporary.
Right.
But to know that he cried and that it hurt him that much, or that he flipped tables because he was angry because he was passionate,
Mm-hmm.
there's a right time and a wrong time, and there's a right way and a wrong way to handle your anger.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
or
so
you're
calm down
upset.
on that one because that's coming up in a podcast soon.
I
Don't
know
give
we
away
got.
all of the goods, all right?
I won't, but I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, I just thought it was cool listening to Zep and his little opinion on
Yeah.
thinking about things.
He's such a smart fella.
So, but tonight we're supposed to be doing, or whenever these people see this, we're supposed to be doing how to be a godly husband.
Mm.
Introduce husband. Da, 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 da.
And since we're mentioning the fact that, just whenever this is finally up for them to see, yeah, I'm running behind on podcasts. I'm really, really sorry. I'm trying.
It's okay.
I'm
Girl,
only human.
you've had the week from
Girl.
girl, I'm right there with you.
I mean,
It has
between
been
finals and then meetings at work, and we're getting ready for the end of the year. So, like, we have field trips, and literally, I had a field trip on Monday. And on Wednesday, I was looking at my calendar and I was like, that field trip was this week? And they were like, yeah, like 2 days ago. And I'm like, nah, it feels like it's been a whole week since that happened. And they're like, nope, sorry. Like,
yeah,
this week has been so long.
I get it. I get it.
I
But
brought notes, but y'all is the husband and wife, so I want to hear what y'all say, and then I'll just fill it
Oh
because
gosh.
we're mine. Take it
well,
away, Robbie.
he's actually done some studying
Yeah, believe it or not.
because it made him think, he
Yeah,
even
it was a good topic. I mean,
went to my favoriteest pastor in the world, Pastor Terry, and was talking to him and talked to a few of our church friends that were gentlemen. When you go looking and you want to go to other godly men and you want to know what they looked at. So he didn't just study, he went and asked people at the church.
He went to some experts.
He went to the
well,
sources.
I don't know about Well, yeah, they were experts. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
in
because
our
they all
church,
been like 30 plus years of marriage, so
in our
That sounds
in
pretty
our
they get a little
elders,
seasoned.
expertise.
They
our
get a little seasoned.
our elders in our church combined have been married like over hundreds of years.
Wow.
So, like, we've got some really excellent people to go to, not just husbands, but wives too. Like, and they want you to go because you're supposed to go. Like, before you have a divorce or anything like that, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to seek counsel from the elders of the church.
And a lot of
So,
people don't do that.
a lot of people don't know is the sad part.
Well,
And then a lot of people are ashamed because a
here's
lot
my
of times
thing.
divorces are going to be happening over things that that can and could be fixed if you put forth that effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But that's not saying that there ain't a lot of them that.
but you gotta think too. I mean, like you said, some people may be embarrassed. It happens. It's crazy how they don't know, but they know it.
Okay, let me throw a disclaimer in here. We are both divorced.
Not
You have
y'all,
been
but y'all
not
have been.
us as a couple, but we have been previously divorced
Yeah,
from
you better put
other
this
people.
disclaimer right.
We do not pass judgment on people who are either getting a divorce, been divorced, thinking of divorce. Everybody has their own lives to lead. But I am saying seek counsel and be responsible with it because you don't need to be just frugalously going out there getting a divorce when it's something that could be fixed within the home.
Yeah. Well,
So
and
it's
if you're
okay to talk to people.
Yeah. And if your thought process when getting married is, well, if it doesn't work out, we'll just get divorced, you are not doing marriage right. Okay?
Yeah, but nowadays it's like two people they want to get married, and as soon as say something comes up, and one of them don't like what happened, and the other one is trying to fix it, and they don't take the time to
They don't
work
even
it
give it a
out.
chance.
Once there's a little hitch in their giddy up in their marriage, they just want to run away.
Yep.
They don't want to say, "Whoa, let's work this thing out."
Mm-hmm.
They just want to run away. They think, "Oh, well, it's over."
Well, but the thing about it is a lot of people now
Mm-hmm.
speak that negativity over their marriage vows.
They do.
Me and you have had that talk
Yeah.
several times.
They are. I mean, I've
And Glow's had that talk with us. Because when you speak it, the most powerful thing you can ever do, the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go speaking that negativity over, oh, well, if it don't work out, we'll just get a divorce. Oh, if he does this, then we'll just get a divorce. Oh, she does this, then we'll just get a divorce. You're already putting that stuff out there. If you don't say anything, then the devil don't know it, so he can't attack your household.
Yeah.
He can't hear your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And the devil be dumb because he never changes up.
Yep.
He never switches up his game.
The devil be dumb.
The devil be dumb.
We need shirts. The devil be dumb.
The devil be dumb. He don't ever switch up his game. He don't ever change his tactics. He is just, because the thing is the worst thing you can do for yourself is not know scripture and not know the Bible.
Yeah.
Because that's our sword. That's how we protect ourselves, and people don't pay attention to the fine print. Basically, they're just out there living willy-nilly, and they speak these things over their marriages, and then they're like, why did we get a divorce? Why did this happen? What? Well, honey, let me just tell you this. If you didn't say, if he wouldn't have went out and he wouldn't have wrecked the truck and went out with the boys, you wouldn't have divorced him.
Yeah.
Maybe if you would have went about it like, honey, I really don't think you should go out tonight because I don't think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of marriages now, they don't communicate.
You gotta communicate.
It's hard. They're always, well, I worked all day. I'm just ready for bed. Instead of taking 5-10 minutes to talk.
You work out of state. How often do we talk?
We talk every day for sure. And it may be 10, 15 minutes, but we talk. We don't just say, hi, I love you, bye. I actually ask, how you doing? How's the kids doing? How's your day going? We actually have a conversation. It may be 15 minutes, but it's a part of marriage.
How many times in a day do we call each other?
I was about to say,
how many times a day do we call each other? Okay, is that like when we call each other and like the missed calls that we don't answer because we're working or something?
No. How many times do you actually get to talk on the phone in a day?
My point is, he thinks on that, is even though we live long distance from each other, like 95% of our marriage, we're in constant communication with each other.
Yeah, anytime. I pick up the phone and call anytime. We probably, what?
Our phone calls start at about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning every day. And they stop at about 7 o'clock each night. Sometimes 8:30. On the weekends, sometimes we talk till midnight.
Yep.
Yeah, but you gotta talk. Even if it's for 10, 15 minutes. Just to let your spouse know that you're thinking of them, you're worrying about them, you care about them. Because you don't never know when your spouse is having a bad day, and just that one phone call, just to them hearing your voice, would cheer them up.
So, what have you discovered about being a godly husband? Because I'm going to counter this, because this shouldn't be just about the husbands.
Well,
because if you want a godly husband, you got to be a godly wife.
Yes.
You can't be asking to receive if you ain't willing to give.
What is this?
Clock it.
Do what?
All the kids do it now. Whenever you're saying something and you, like, someone says something, you agree, you do this and you go, clock it.
Okay, clock it.
Boy, we're old. I'm telling you.
I'm 29. I don't know who he thinks he is.
Hey, me too. I'm 29 too.
I don't want to be 29 again. I really don't. Them were days that no.
Okay, so first off,
If you want to find out how to be, I mean, if you want to research how to be a godly husband, it's in Ephesians 5:25. That's where you start. Read from Ephesians 5:25 all the way down to Ephesians 6, because as soon as you get in Ephesians 6, it's going to start with your kids. I mean, if you got
we need to do one
if
of
you
that
got
one, too.
kids, definitely read that. And if you can, read it with your kids,
Yes.
because it'll explain to your kids how kids are supposed to be treated, and how the Lord has the kids to respect their elders, their mom and daddy.
Okay, so
But Ephesians 5:25, it says the husband is supposed to love his wife as Christ loved the church. Christ,
because we are the bride of Christ.
because Christ gave his life for the church, and that's how a husband needs to love his wife.
But that tells us how important a marriage unity is to God.
Yep.
Which is amazing to me. And, you know, in Proverbs 18:22, he who finds a wife finds a good things and obtains favor from the Lord. But you have to be a good wife for your husband to obtain that favor from the Lord. You can't just be like, oh, I got myself a good husband and he's getting himself a good wife and I'm just going to go over here la-di-da. No, you've got to put your best foot forward. Because in the end, woman was taken from man. She was taken from the rib of man. She wasn't taken from his feet. She wasn't taken from his head. She wasn't taken from his backbone to be behind him. She wasn't taken from the front to be in front of him. She was meant to be by his side, to help him to be a better person, to help build up the family. And people, my dogs are going to be barking. I've got people coming. But in order to be a good wife, part of that is, and to have a good godly husband, you've got to be a good godly wife. And I'm telling you, that's hard, especially when you don't get to see each other every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you ain't got that right in front of your face.
Trust.
Yeah. Lots,
I mean,
lots
it's
and
a
lots
trust
of trust.
thing. I mean, especially when you're
But
all working out of state, and your husband's working in a different state, you got to trust him.
right. And in
I mean,
Ephesians 5:33, the wife must respect her husband. But in turn, the husband has to respect the wife, because you're supposed to love your wife as Christ loved the church. It's give and take. You can't just be doing all the taking.
And on down in Ephesians, it says, man must love his wife as he loves himself.
That'd be difficult, because there's a lot of these folks that don't even like themselves. Like, they sit in the corners writing hate mail to themselves, waiting to send it back to you.
It also, I went through and I jotted down some notes, and it says a man who loves his wife actually shows that he loves himself. Basically, if you could show that you love your wife, you actually love yourself. If you don't love your wife, you basically don't love yourself. You just look. I mean, well, like my wife says, you sit in the corner writing yourself hate mail, waiting to mail it back.
And here's another thing. I've got a friend who's been talking to me about another situation, and I really feel for this couple that we've been talking about, because I didn't realize, like, I choose my friends very carefully. I don't just, I mean, anybody that knows me knows I'd rather have 4 quarters as to 100 pennies. And when I think about it,
good analogy.
I want somebody who's going to support my relationship and my spouse and my family. I was amazed at the people who go out for like girls' night, which I go out for girls' night. Like we go and we huddle up on the couch at my other best friend's house, and we sit and watch movies and we discuss the woes of the world and we talk to each other. We talk to each other daily. I did not realize these people that get together with other people and it's like, well, my husband did this and he really upset me.
Oh, we're gonna.
They automatically go in the other women. The other women automatically go into.
It's a male bashing.
We'd get a divorce if that was me. Let's do this. If that was me, let's do that. Well, the men do the same thing. If you can't be in a relationship and have people that are going to be, saying, "Hey, have you sought counsel for this? Hey, have you reached out to somebody about this? Have you talked to somebody or had somebody talk with him about this or her about this?" Instead of automatically it going into a free for all, let's just bash the other person.
I wonder how
many
times that actually happens.
Now, there's nothing wrong if somebody comes to you and they say, "I'm having problems in my relationship," and then the other person says, "Have you read on that? Do you realize that is not biblical? That is not what Christ entailed for your marriage. Have you prayed over this?" That's the kind of relationships you need. Now, if you're getting beat on or you're getting assaulted in any form or fashion, those types of things,
verbally, physically,
verbally, mentally, emotionally, then maybe somebody needs to step in. Maybe a divorce would be the right option, but always try to seek that counsel first. And a lot of people forget that. And in my opinion, this is my opinion. It is not biblicology. It is Mandyology. This is just me saying you need to get better friends if they're not willing to help support you through to make the best decisions for your life, because you might be jumping out the frying pan into the fire.
Well, people think that the grass is always greener on the other side, but a lot of times people, they let it build up. Their problems build up in their marriage and build up and build up and build up.
Not me, boy. I'm on it. I'm like white on rice. Poor Robby.
And then it explodes, and they think, well, there's no turning back. All we can do is divorce.
Let it build up. Sometimes it still explodes.
Well,
I throw the gasoline on it.
Y'all understand what I'm talking about. I mean, it just some couples, their problems, they just let them sit there
and fester.
And finally, one or the other does something that pushes them over the edge, and then they say, "There ain't nothing we can do no more about it."
Glow. We need a talking stick.
A talking stick?
Glow's trying to talk.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I was just saying what he's describing is me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, until I met Jeremy, I did not know what a true good relationship looked like. Okay. I went through abuse. I went through, okay, I'm talking about for myself. I went through abuse. I went through and not just like physical abuse, like mental, emotional, physical abuse. I went through all kinds of stuff that I just thought, oh, well, I don't want to be the kind of person that just leaves a relationship. I wanted to try to work it out. Well, I got to a point where I couldn't do that anymore. Now I'm in a relationship with a good man. He does love me. Do we have our problems? Yeah. Have we gone through trials and tribulations? Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay.
And there's many more.
And exactly. There's going to be many more to
come. Buttercup.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things, though, that if you're willing to put in that effort with that person and forgive them of their wrongs, and they're willing to do that for you as well, that it's worth continuing to try. But I am the person that I don't like confrontation. So I will literally not say anything until it builds. And then I'm like, don't say nothing to me. And he just says the wrong thing one time. And I'm just like, and poor him. Poor Jeremy.
But you're not surrounded by people that are going to say, "Oh, girl, we need to get rid of him.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by the people that are going to say, Glow, let's think this through.
Yep.
Get in the book.
So being a godly husband or a godly wife is also who you surround yourself by, is what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this brings me to 1 Timothy 3:1. In the same way, the women are to be worthy of respect, not malicious talkers, but temperate and trustworthy in everything. If you want the godly husband and you want somebody to love you as Christ loves the church, you've got to be worthy yourself of receiving that. And there's a lot of times that I fall short, and I know this. And I feel as though there's times that I could do way better than what I do, because Robby has seen me through the worst of the worst. There's things that Robby knows about me that if anybody else knew it, they'd have left and they wouldn't ask no questions. Yeah. But he also knew my past. He's seen me time of my old marriage. He's seen me through that. He knew what was, towards the end, he knew how bad it could get.
Yeah.
So then he knew when we got together, he was taking me and all the excess baggage.
Good thing I got wide, big shoulders.
Okay,
good thing I got wide, big shoulders.
Yeah, it was cute.
But I mean, if you want godly, biblical marriage, you've got to work for it.
Yeah.
You got to keep the devil out of it because he's always working overtime. You can't just trust anybody.
But on that same account, as a husband, you work every day at it. You keep working. You don't never settle for just being a husband or just thinking.
I love that you said that.
That's good. Always never settle for just being the husband. You see what I'm saying? Work.
You're making her thumping gizzard pitter pat.
Work to be the best husband you can be.
Well,
I mean,
something that we're supposed to be. The reason why we were took from the woman was taken from Adam's rib was because we're supposed to be here. We were sent to be his helper.
Not his controller.
Not his controller, but his helper. And we're supposed to have a reflecting. We're supposed to reflect a respectful partnership. And I think that gets thrown out the door a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and Robby will tell you there's times he's less confrontational than old Mandy over here. I'm just here to tell you.
Because I've got a lot older. Now, back when I was younger, there'd be confrontation with a drop of a hat.
He walks away now and mumbles.
See, here's my thing. Okay.
Hey, that's just saving that's saving my soul right there. That's saving my soul. Because I do not want to jump out of my spirit into my flesh. That's saving my soul.
Thing. I can be confrontational with a Robby because it's like an older brother, and I know he's going to be confrontational right back with me. Okay? Now, Jeremy, on the other hand,
if he wasn't.
Exactly. Now, Jeremy, on the other hand, if I get confrontational with him, he's just sitting there. Yeah. And I'm like,
that's this guy.
I need those, but yeah.
I feel bad for him because, this is not godly. Do not take these advice. Do not take this advice I'm just about to say. Poor Robby, I'm like, why are you just sitting there? Why don't you say something back? And he's like, I'm thinking.
Or I'm listening.
And then I'm like, no, say something. And then when he takes a breath, I'm like, shut up, Robby.
Literally, Jeremy and I were on the phone today. We weren't even it wasn't like a confrontation thing. It was just a conversation on the phone. I was driving from work to go to my eye doctor's appointment, and he's just sitting over there quiet. And I'm like, well, what you doing? He goes, oh, just standing by the deep freezer. And I'm like, you're not saying anything. I wasn't thinking anything. Say something.
Species is the only people that can know everything and think about absolutely nothing all at the same time.
I'm just
Respect. Respect. Respect.
Okay. I have had notes for like 5 minutes that he said something and then you said something, and I was like, this goes with all of that. So,
Oh, sister.
Don't spit them out. Just say them.
Okay. Okay, so I found this. It's not like this is not directly from the Bible, but if you look throughout the Bible at scripture, you'll see that this all goes back to scripture. So,
What?
what was her face?
Zips walked through and he come up with all these cars that were models, and I didn't know what he was. I don't even know where he come from.
He come from there.
No, he didn't take them down. I didn't see him go down there. I'm wondering where he had them stored at down
Hey,
there.
I watched him. He went to his room, got him, walked in front of us, walked downstairs, played with him, and walked back in front of us through his room and put him up.
You know what that means? All this time, them little suckers been holding out. They knew how to put their stuff away and quit leaving it downstairs on my couch.
Miracles never cease to amaze us.
Parenting hack 101.
Oh my gosh, just do a podcast. Okay. My notes. The
Okay.
5 P's of a husband.
The 5 what?
The 5 P's. Letter
P's. You couldn't have put A?
Just shush and listen.
Hush and
Go
listen.
ahead, sister. I get it. He don't.
Okay. The 5 P's
Number
of a
1.
husband. Number 1, provider. They have to meet the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of the family. Number 2, the protector. He needs to guard the family physically, emotionally, and spiritually from all harm. Number 3, the promoter. He is to
See where we're going with the P's?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is to encourage, lift up the family, promote growth and self-esteem. Number 4, a priest. He's supposed to take spiritual leadership, pray for the family, and lead them in their faith. And then the 5th P is prophet. He is to provide wisdom, direction, and speaking truth, bringing life rather than harm.
So proud of her.
The 5 P's.
See where she's going with the P's now?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thanks.
And that's where it comes in that the woman is supposed to be trustworthy, wise, and kind. She speaks with wisdom and the law of kindness on her tongue. Industrious. She works willingly with her hands and manages her household well. God-fearing. She prioritizes her relationship with God over her physical beauty and things of the world. She is a supportive helper to her husband, reflecting the respectful partnership. Mine didn't have all of the letters, but I still. So it all goes back to, if you want a godly husband or you want a godly wife, you got to work for it. It don't just come on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everybody, it's like you hear anything worth having is worth working for. If you want to have a godly husband or a godly wife, you got to put the work in. They're just not going to come up to you and say, hey, let's get married. I'm godly.
Well, you know, and
I'm not going to come up there and say that.
know of a few couples, and a couple of them got married in their upper 30s that had never kissed anybody, had never been with anybody. They prayed for somebody and they waited for that other person. And they stayed by themselves. And I will tell you what, those are some of the best relationships I have ever seen in my existence. And I'm proud to call those people my friends. I can't say on the podcast.
Oh.
I'll tell you later, though.
Okay.
You know them.
I do.
Yes, you do. But I mean, I'm just saying, and like Zep, my son, I'm working on Bella. I'm working on Bella because we're at the ages that we're getting interested in the opposite sexes. You know, we're trying to move on up in this world and become
I'm
young
not
adults.
liking it.
Nobody is, but the best thing you can do for your children is to teach them to pray for what they want in a future spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I overheard Zephaniah talking to some of his friends the other day, and they were talking about liking this little girl. And Zep said, "Was that what you prayed for?"
Aww.
And I was sitting there and like I listened to his little conversation. And when we got into the truck, I said, "What were you meaning?" And he said, "Well, Mama, I pray for what I want in a wife every day." He said, "Because I want a wife that's going to love me as much as you love my daddy." And he said, "And I want her to work and I want her to take care of my babies and I want her to love my mommy and daddy."
Okay,
And
when you said work, good. I'm glad that finally come up. That word right there, work.